episode 396. I will be going over some quick pro wrestling news going on this weekend, on this Saturday night, early Sunday morning, right here, right now, 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Hello, Wrestling Fanatics. Welcome to a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I am Lance Brock. Thank you for tuning in on this late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Hope everyone is having a great weekend so far. Hope everyone had a great Saturday and has a great Sunday tomorrow. This might be a short episode, depends how much or how long I can talk for tonight. And on this one, gonna be talking about just some pro wrestling news going on this weekend. And first I want to start off with talking about what went on in the supplemental draft that took place this morning on SmackDown Lowdown, that was on Peacock and the WWE Network. In case you missed it for some reason, last night was the first night of the 2023 WWE Draft, and the second night will be this Monday on Raw, but this morning there was a second supplemental draft. And here are the picks that took place this morning. Let's start off with Monday Night Raw. The Viking Raiders, it doesn't mention Valhalla with them, but I'm guessing she's included with Ivar and Eric as a package deal, or at least I'm guessing they are anyway. And Candice LeRae, Dexter Loomis, the Maximum Male Models, Apollo Crews getting called up to the main roster once again from NXT, Natalya Neidhart, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, who have been teaming as of late. And the last two for Raw are also NXT call-ups, Zoe Starks and JD McDonough. And SmackDown, I guess, apparently only got 2 picks this morning. Hit Row and Lacey Evans. Still, I know Hit Row is staying on SmackDown, but I think Lacey Evans was on SmackDown. But like I've talked about before, and I'm not the only one, I've heard other podcasts talk about this as well. The way, especially lately, WWE does things, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes who's on what show by the way they come up with the whole wild card thing, where superstars can be on the other shows. But hopefully that will be better after this draft. Usually when they do have another draft, that they do keep the shows separate, at least for a little while anyway. And there is also a list of superstars that are free agents, meaning they can appear anywhere, it says here, what I'm reading. but hopefully that just means they can sign with either show they want and not just appear on both shows permanently. And those free agents are Omos and MVP, Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, and from NXT, Von Wagner. So that was this morning's supplemental draft. As I mentioned moments ago, the draft will continue this Monday night on Raw. I'm not sure if they will be doing another supplemental draft on Tuesday morning after night 2 that takes place on Raw this Monday night. I'm guessing they probably will, but I don't know for sure. And let me know in the comment section what you think is going to happen Monday on the second night of the draft. And also, where do you think the Usos are going to end up? And will Roman Reigns end up having Solo take them out, turn on them? Let me know in the comments section right here on Spreaker or wherever you are listening to this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. And I didn't mention this morning. I just, on GMWF, when I talked about SmackDown, I just mostly talked about the draft results, the draft picks. But last night in the main event of Friday Night SmackDown, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeated the Usos to retain the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. The Usos failing to bring back the tag team titles to the Bloodline. And we had the teases in the back. We heard Paul Heyman on the phone talking to Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman telling Solo to go out there and giving kind of a tease that he was giving him orders to go out there and maybe do something to the Usos. But when Solo went out there, he was attacked by Matt Riddle. And then when the show closed, we seen Solo appear once again and just kind of staring down the Usos a little bit. So we will have to wait and see what happens Monday with the Usos and the Bloodline. Are they still a part of it? Or is Sami Zayn right when he's been telling the Usos that Roman is going to turn on them? So that is Raw this Monday, the second part of the WWE draft. And there's been some news, some pretty big news going on in Chicago once again with the Impact Wrestling tapings. The first night took place last night, and like I said this morning, I normally don't talk about any spoilers, but I'm not going to get into it too much. Just like I said this morning, but Trinity Fatu, former Naomi in WWE, made her Impact Wrestling debut last night at the tapings and is now, I'm guessing, going to just be known as Trinity. That's what I've seen so far. And it's not that I really have a problem with the name, or I know it's her real name, but I don't really have a problem with her using it. It's just that there is already a Trinity in pro wrestling, and she was in TNA / Impact Wrestling. Yes, it was a long time ago. I think maybe the last time she was there was maybe, if I had to take a guess, 2005. But I'm sure most of the hardcore wrestling fans remember Trinity. And I just think maybe she should use last name instead of maybe just being Trinity, maybe using Trinity Fatu as her name, or I'm pretty sure I saw something not too long ago about maybe Trinity Star as her new name. I don't know. But I think maybe she should have a last name too, instead of just being Trinity. But also, tonight, there was some pretty big news coming out of the Impact tapings. And just like Monday, Raw was in Chicago at the Allstate Arena, CM Punk showed up, was backstage visiting. And tonight at the Impact Wrestling tapings, CM Punk, an AEW contracted wrestler, showed up there and was apparently visiting Trinity Fatu and others, just hanging out, visiting, and not sure why, but I mean, I know he has friends there, but kind of surprising that both in the same week he showed up backstage at WWE and an Impact show. But the one difference is at Impact today, he wasn't asked to leave by the owner or the president, or like Vince McMahon had security ask him to leave on Monday. And so that's some of the big news coming from the Impact tapings. I believe the first episode of this set of tapings will be airing this Thursday night on Access TV. So looking forward to see that. And I'm not sure when it's going to air. This really isn't a spoiler, but I don't know who it is against. And actually, I think they did announce it, maybe. I want to say I seen a graphic, but at the set of the tapings, Trinity did make her in-ring debut as well for Impact Wrestling. And 1 week from tonight, we have Backlash, live from San Juan, Puerto Rico. But that's not all of the action that's going to be in Puerto Rico. Next week's SmackDown will be there as well. And that is all for this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I just wanted to go over some quick pro wrestling news here tonight on this weekend, since I didn't do one last night talking about SmackDown and Rampage. So I wanted to do a quick episode right now. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, anything at all you want to say, you can leave them right here in the comments section on Spreaker or YouTube, Podcast Addict, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcasts at. If they have a comment section, you can leave your comment. Also, I don't mention this as much as I should, but whatever podcatcher you listen to on, whether if it's Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Castbox, whichever one you listen to on. Maybe you can leave a nice review and a star rating. That would really help. Like Colt Cabana always says on The Art of Wrestling, helps the algorithm, helps other wrestling fans find 360 Wrestling podcasts. So if you want to help out 360, you please do that. Also, if you have a business or a company or a product you want to advertise right here on 360 Wrestling Podcast, I'll do a read for you. I'm not promising it'll be great, but I will definitely try my best. Email 360 Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com if you want to advertise your service right here on 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Good morning, wrestling fans. And if I do episodes of any other podcasts. So if you want to advertise, once again, the email is 360 Wrestling Podcasts at gmail.com. I'll put it in the description as well of this episode. So once again, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Hope to have more new episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic coming at you soon. But one thing that will be here on the 360 Wrestling Podcasts feed tomorrow morning, the Sunday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Stay tuned for that. And I will talk to you then. I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.